since my childhood, I've been through the same routine, same culture. So I always wanted, to get to interact with people from different cultures, test myself in a different environment. So that is one major reason that, I made this decision of studying in maybe not US, but some other country than my own. So that is one major reason. United States is the mother of inventions. All new technologies are coming from the United States. And if you are in the technical field and you need to, learn those technologies, you really need to be close to where they are getting invented, where they are being implemented. So I thought US is a good place for that, and that is why I'm here. Most importantly, the courses offered by the university was the academic part of it, the professors, of course. But also I wanted to be at a place wherein, I could interact with international students, and I read a lot about the OIPS office, that is the Office of International Programs of the George Mason University, and that allured me to this university definitely. Sorted into steps, and each step is self-explanatory, so it wasn't a big issue. It was quite simple. Actually, the first step to the process was preparing for the examinations, and that I think I started more than a year back. That was because you need time. You need to give yourself time to get everything going smoothly. Otherwise, if you do it in a hustle, it's a bad thing. At the end, you somehow don't end up finishing the job. So I think students must take around 12 to 15 months prior. They should start. So that is a good time. My advice would be honest with the applications, fill in the forms to the best of your knowledge, and give yourself time. Try to meet the timelines, the last date for applications and sending the documents. Make good use of the time that you have, write good, get good recommendations, and yeah, that's about it. My seniors who had been through the process had given their mixed reactions, and that made me feel a little nervous in the beginning. But yes, once into the office, it was pleasant. It was wonderful. The visa officer was very kind, and everything, like I said, it's sorted into steps, so it really doesn't make life difficult. And yeah, I was happy. That was my first interaction with the United States. Most of the things were ready before the visa. The other things are like, getting our academic documentations done. And of course, the air tickets and everything is just there. But mentally, that is the time when you start mentally preparing yourself that now, yes, I have the permission to go into the United States. I'm admitted in the United States in a particular university. Now I have to be there. So you need to prepare yourself mentally that, yeah, you're going into a different environment. You need to adapt yourself to that environment, and yeah, that's an important thing, getting prepared mentally. Yes. The the orientation program in the United States it's a wonderful concept. When you get to meet people from other countries, you get to interact with them. You know what kind of students you're going to be with. Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah, that makes you feel at home. It's a home away from home. So it's wonderful. Yes, I am feeling quite at home. Being in another country like India, and watching movies, you feel life is really easy. When you see students in campuses, you feel life is easy. You just have to come here, get admitted, and yeah, it happens. It just happens. It's normal. But that is not exactly how it is. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. You need to work hard, as you've been always doing, and maybe a little harder because you're into a different background here. So yes, working hard is definitely a part. It's not easy here. And if you give your best, if you give your 100%, you definitely go through.